Hey you guys, this is Watcher Ralph, and I'm here with Marcus.
What's up, man?
And we're here to review Disaster Artist. This is the spoiler review, so be prepared, because there's a lot to talk about, especially if you know the original, The Room. Now, you had seen it, right? You had seen it, of course, right?
Yeah, so you had put me onto it. So I remember the day you had came by and you showed me this trailer because Disaster Artist came out, and I referred to this James Franco movie that looked kind of weird. And then you had shown me that trailer.
Yeah.
I think it was like a few days after that what happened was I started doing some The Room research.
Okay.
And watched like 90% of The Room, which is more than...
Yeah, which is more than me, to be honest. And I'm the one that put him on, because I've seen all the classic clips and all that, but I've never done the midnight showing, because, I mean, that's a bit much, even though I think it would be a cool experience. What did you think of Disaster Artist? The James Franco directed, written, which if you even know the background, he even stayed in character in production.
You're tearing me apart.
Method actor, yeah, like Jim Carrey. But,
yeah, right. How they portrayed him. So yeah, and then talking about that as well is a whole new thing. But from what I know from The Room, and then the knowledge that you do know about, you know, Tom himself,
yeah, of course.
It just felt like it just revamped it and then just gave a little sprinkle of what we already knew. From what I know from the history of, you know, even like the short videos that you do watch on the history of it, I thought I was gonna get a little something more.
Gotcha. Yeah, which, remember I told you that since I saw the interviews that they were doing for promoting the movie, I kind of had a feeling, because again, James Franco still focused on the fact that they didn't know where he came from, what his age was, and where his money came from. So to me, I honestly had a feeling, just because of that it wasn't gonna go too deep into Tommy Wiseau. So I mean, that's the only thing. I
didn't see all the interviews he was doing also leading up to it. So it's just like, so that was just the only come down. But other than that, I laughed. You know, it was funny. Even at the end of the movie, it was just a funny side by side. At the end credits, where you just see this funny, and it's
exactly.
It's still kind of weird to see that they kind of reference him to the Andy Kaufman thing, where he was just such a method actor, where he stood in character so hard, and it was hard to kind of get through to him because he was just so deep into Tommy's character.
Of course, yeah.
So that was kind of like,
I told you, the only thing I would hope that comes out of that, though, is the fact that I would hope, just like Jim and Andy's that documentary that they made on Netflix, I would hope that they do that they filmed the behind the scenes of this, so it's almost like meta in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? But that's my hope, that's what comes out of the method act. What did you think of like the supporting cast? Because I didn't even expect so many cameos and so many characters, like Zac Efron.
Oh yeah, that definitely, I died laughing when I saw that, because I even saw the beginning cuts of that, like the little outtakes that they did on that originally. It was just so funny how everybody just was like, you're this great actor, oh my god, he's such a badass, he's so great. It was really funny to see him. Especially
that if you saw in the movie, it was like, it was the starting part. In the movie, at least, it says that this is where they started production. So it supposedly set a tone. That's what I felt like they were trying to say, that everybody thought like, this is going to actually be a good movie. This is going to take it to another level.
Right? It was
the
just
budget.
Like a crazy budget. Yes. He went into the recording studio, and he was just like, I don't want to rent. I want to buy.
And not just digitally.
I want
digital and film. So what did you think? Even though we talk about he went into method acting, what did you think of his directing job?
It's pretty spot on. I really like the way he did the filming on it. I really have no complaints on it. I think he really did a really good job. Like, I think he really did a good job acting. I think he was really spot on in the accent. I mean,
yes. I mean, if you've seen any,
kind of holding his tongue back. It's kind of like that. He's kind of like that gargling halfway.
Sure,
I did not. But he did it good. I think it was funny. I think it was something different. Definitely needed now in movies. I think movies are just bland.
Which is true. Yeah, most things are rehashes, and this is a rehash of a movie that's been created, but of course a mock version of it. And that's kind of the coolest thing I would say at the end of the day, which is honestly sad as well, that this wasn't intended to be a comedy, but like you see at the end of the movie, it's received like a comedy. And of course he tries to say, and if you look at it in that way, it is a genius film. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just sad that that's not what his intention was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it just feels
like over $5 million.
Yeah, of course, the budget. And then if you've seen, I mean, they reference it in the movie where Seth Rogen literally goes, "Why are we filming on a set when there's an alleyway outside that looks exactly the same?
We have a roof.
Yeah, we have a roof.
Green screen the
exactly,
roof.
Exactly.
Every day throwing the football on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Even though you could clearly see that even when he hangs out with Greg for the first time, who's played by Dave Franco, we gotta say that, of course, James Franco's brother. They literally hang out on rooftops. So it's like, why are you green screening a rooftop?
Those scenes make me laugh because, you know, like, I don't know, like inner city kids. And I mean, we did that a lot.
Yeah.
Because they had no land. So we went up in the sky.
Which is true. No.
Right?
I mean, at the end, trust me.
It's just weird portraying that the way he did it. It made me laugh. But I kind of like...
You understand
what's bonding. That was like... You know, like the meeting ground.
Without a doubt.
It was just so weird.
I mean, for friends, but the only problem that it took it too far is that you could see, and you've seen the movie, so you know more than me, where even his whole family shows up on the rooftop. Where you go, that's a bonding thing that you could say happened, but you don't expect your family, like your girlfriend's mother, and this weird, almost like son that you've almost adopted because he's a strange neighbor, which is one of the craziest and weirdest elements.
Like, is he a neighbor? Because he also...
Even in the movie I question it, which is so funny.
The worst, craziest scene I have with the room is the wrestling scene.
Which, of course, that even in the after credits, they play it again, of course. Everybody talks about that.
Weird, like, what was that? It was such an awkward... Like,
and she's like pillow fighting with the kid and everything.
It was just, like, it even touched
of course,
the
Tommy
weird
was
feeling in now. And, like, it related even to our now generation where it's just, like, it's still touchy to even...
Yeah, of course, especially now more than ever, to be honest, like the awkwardness.
The more vague it was, it was just like,
But I love that the character was played by Josh Hutcherson, which is in the new guy in Future Man, which is a great show that everybody should check out that we were just mentioning to you not too long ago.
The Hunger Games kid, right?
Yeah, the Hunger Games, Peter from the Hunger Games. Yeah, that's right. Fantastic, And at the end there, he started to play a lot of comedic characters, which to me is shown in this film, especially for the fact of any scene he's in, they're obviously playing for the joke. Judd Apatow has a cameo as well. He's the director of Knocked Up and 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah. But more importantly, he's the guy that gave James Franco his first shot in Hollywood, his first big role, a chance to make it, which was a show that he created called Freaks and Geeks. And it's cool that here now in Disaster Artist, he's the guy telling James Franco, you'll never have a shot, ever. There's no chance ever that you can make it in Hollywood. So, it's cool that they added that layer, almost like this ironic moment that most people wouldn't even realize is there to be noticed.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
Hi, Dougie.
What would you rate the film if we were to break it all down?
All right. We kind of spoke about this before. So I'm going to give it... Bad?
Which to me is respectable. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I feel almost
only for the critics. Only because it just didn't add nothing.
Okay, exactly.
Right. So we watched interviews, we watched all these things, and it didn't add nothing from what we already knew from the book and the room itself and everything leading up to today. Mm-hmm. So and that's my reason.
Like I felt. Which is true. It didn't really add. They try to give you like moments of going, oh, this is where this came from. But ultimately, it felt like that's just throwing it in. I felt like it didn't add towards it. It almost felt like these moments where they were just wanting to answer the question, but there was no substance behind it. It was for the joke, and it was funny. Yeah, it was definitely funny, without a doubt. And that's why ultimately I would give it a little bit higher rating than you. But I mean, I feel in the same spectrum, I would give it stupid. I do respect the fact that, of course, we gotta say James Franco did just win a Golden Globe for his performance for Best Comedy, of course.
Cheering noise.
Hey! And at the end, to me, he deserved it, and he really worked hard for it if he stayed in character for months. So, at the end of the day, I'll give him that.
For months.
But obviously, if you want to see the spoiler-free review, you could always check that out. And I hope you guys share, like, and subscribe. You could check me out clearly on any of the Twitters and the Instagrams and all that under Watch It Ralph. So I want to thank Marcus for doing the review with me. And till next time, goodbye.
See you guys.